What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Nicey Chung and Bente. I'm here with my co-host, Greg King.
What's good, everybody?
And you're listening to the Ball Fake Podcast. Now, before we get into today's video, y'all already know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, make sure you guys are downloading our videos and giving us some reviews, too. We want to hear y'all's feedback on what y'all think and our opinions on each and every video. But make sure you guys stay until the end of the video to hear about our surprise giveaway. As you can see by the title, today we're going to get into the NBA draft. We're going to do a little preview, not a preview, but we're going to do, you know what I'm saying, discuss our thoughts on this year's draft selections and everything like that. But first and foremost, I'm going to start with Anthony Edwards. You know, it wasn't too big of a surprise. Minnesota, they needed a wing player. You know, Anthony Edwards, he's got limited flaws in his game. You know, he's somebody with a high motor. He's gonna have an immediate impact. I think he'll fit perfectly with Russell and Carl Anthony
Yeah, he's gonna be a huge spark plug. Like either they start him or coming off the bench, 6-man. He's just gonna be.
He's got to start. He's number one. He's got to start.
Yeah, he's gonna be a natural scorer for sure.
It'd be different if Minnesota was just like if they were like the Lakers that are coming off a championship win, and then you somehow get the. That wouldn't even make sense though. But yeah, I think he'll be able to play right away. Obviously. Like I said, he's going to help Russell and Carl Anthony Towns in the offensive end. And honestly, a lot of people don't know this, but Minnesota, they were actually not too bad offensively last year. You know, they were ranked 4th in offensive efficiency. And I think with the addition of Edwards, they're going to look to build on that. But obviously, overall, the Timberwolves, they weren't too good last season. You know, they finished 14th in the Western Conference. Some of their biggest issues is they lack depth and defense on the perimeter, specifically the wings, which is why, you know, this pick makes a lot of sense. Anthony Edwards, him having an NBA body and just being athletic and somebody who, you know what I'm saying, has all the tools to have an immediate impact. I think he's going to be a phenomenal fit and pick for them in the future, and it's going to really show sooner or later. Yeah. But despite them being a top 5 offensive team, they ranked second to last in defensive efficiency last season. You know, Edwards, like I said, he's going to help them defensively due to his NBA body, and that's especially if he buys in on that end of the floor.
Which I think he can, because I think once he grows into his role and everything, he will definitely get after. And if they see him getting after, I think everybody else will pick it up. But we'll see. What do you
think his rookie year stats will look like?
I give him.
Matter of fact, a better question: do you think he'll start off hot, like not necessarily hot, but do you think he'll struggle early, or he'll, you know what I'm saying, fit right into the mix?
For all the rookies, in my opinion, they're all gonna just have a bump in the road, just because think about it, they got training camp in 2 weeks. And they got to get really prepared really fast for a 72-game season where every game counts. So I think everybody will struggle. But for Anthony Edwards, I think he can average like between 10 or 15 for sure.
Oh, he's got to average at least 10. But you're the number one pick in the draft. Yeah. You have to average at least
have
10
to.
points.
So, but I say his ceiling's probably 15. 15 for sure.
For his rookie year?
Yep.
Okay. I think honestly, I don't think Anthony Edwards will really struggle that much this year. You know, like I said, like there's not going to be too much expectation. I mean, he is the number 1 pick, but you do play for the Minnesota Timberwolves. We're not expecting you to come out and win.
Exactly. They got D'Lo. Yeah, they got D'Lo and Cat. Like
especially when you guys sucked on the defensive end. That should be his main focus. Is, you know what I'm saying, trying to help them defensively in as many ways as possible. But I think overall that's going to be. The pick just makes sense overall. He's going to be a good fit in Minnesota. But the number 2 pick in the draft, James Wiseman, what are your thoughts on that?
Huge. The Warriors made the right call, not trading it, getting a once-in-a-generational big, bro. Like, you're not going to find a big 7'1" with 7'6" wingspan off the street. So I think that's huge. Too, yeah, who can shoot. And I think, like Scout's been saying, that he can step out and he will develop a step out shooting the 3 a little bit with the Warriors. He's going to be great in the pick and pop. He's going to be great rim protecting. Warriors just got a great fit. So
do you think that's something he needs to focus on, like heading into this year's season? What? Like stretching out developing a 3-point shot. Because I don't really think it's nice and all. You know, like the NBA, they're looking forward to playing with these small ball lineups and everything. Like the big man is kind of going extinct, you know. So in order for you to be able to stay on the court, you obviously have to be able to shoot the ball just a little bit.
Yeah.
That may be another guy like Big O. He may struggle with that at times. Like, I think he's a capable shooter, but in order for you to get on the court as a big man, if you're not going to be, the best defensive player in the world, which these two guys are.
But I think Wiseman will help them in the pick and roll. That's why I think he will help. I don't really think he's gonna shoot a lot of threes. If he does, it's gonna be like 1 or 2 attempts per game. It's not gonna be a lot of attempts.
Yeah, I think heading into this season, he needs to focus on being dominant inside. Like
bro, you have that big frame. Use it, bro.
Right. He showcased that, he's capable of knocking down a 15-foot jump shot and everything. But it doesn't make sense for you to be 7'1" and you relying on your jumper that as heavily as he does. He gets a little bit jump shot happy. I like to see him, go inside and insert his dominance and everything like that.
Yeah, use that post hook that he likes to do over his left shoulder. So yeah, for sure.
I think he's not. It's not like he's one of those lackadaisical bigs who doesn't have much skill. Like, this is a skillful player. Like, he can put the ball on the floor and stretch it out for you. And that's actually gonna help Golden State this year because speaking of Golden State. With Klay Thompson undergoing, an injury, I think his Achilles again?
Yeah, he might have tore his Achilles, the reports I've been seeing.
Do you think that Golden State should have drafted somebody else in order to fill in his spot?
Nah, bro. Like, Wiseman's right there. You got to take it, bro. That's a smart move. And you would deal with Klay later. Like, you'll figure out what you got to do for Klay's situation. But no, you get Wiseman when you get Wiseman. Like, he's there to take it. So
yeah,
I thought they did the right move.
I'd agree. I was hearing a few people say that, maybe they should have, traded that pick to maybe a team like Chicago or something, and they draft down, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, it just didn't make. For me, it just didn't make sense. Get the guy you always wanted all along. So, and they did that.
But yeah, I think him and Curry, they'd be interesting. They'd be an interesting duo in the pick and roll, because both of them are capable knockdown shooters. Obviously, Steph Curry is one of the greatest shooters of all time. Somebody who has, like, range outside of this world, like literally unlimited range. The motherfucker can shoot the ball from half court if he really wanted to. But I think that, with that being said, that'll open up driving lanes because of Wiseman being able to take bigs away from the basket. You know what I'm saying? It's going to open up the floor for the rest of the players on that team, whether they're shooters or not. So that Golden State, they'll benefit from that. But most importantly, I would like to see Wiseman head into this season really working on his inside game. Like I said, he's capable of knocking down the 15-foot jump shot, but I think he just settles a little bit too much for a 7-footer especially. But I'm excited to see how he can mesh well with an MVP caliber player in Curry and an all-star in Klay Thompson. But on to our next player, LaMelo Ball. Charlotte Hornets took him at number 3. You know what I'm saying? It made a lot of sense. What are your thoughts on that?
At first, I was kind of mad. I wanted him to slip, to the Bulls or the Suns. But after looking at the roster and kind of, deep diving into the roster, I like it. I watched LaMelo's interview after he got drafted. He said that he has a good chemistry with PJ and Miles, so I could see them getting up the floor in transition, him throwing lobs to Miles Bridges, and just everything running. They're gonna play fast pace. They got their guy. They're gonna play fast pace. Everything's gonna run through the Melo. But my only question I have, he can
play off ball too.
Yeah, so he can play off ball too.
Devontae Graham, he can kind of, offset him by controlling the offense every now and then. Because LaMelo, he's a bigger guard, 6'7", so he can definitely play the 2.
Yeah,
hopefully,
for sure.
We would like to see him put a little bit more muscle on, and kind of fix the mechanics on his jumper just a little bit. He kind of has a unorthodox shot, but I think going into his rookie year, Melo, he's kind of similar to Trae Young in the sense. Me saying that, I mean, like, if you allow him to play his game while coaching him properly and put him in positions to excel, he should become an all-star caliber player. If not, an MVP caliber player at one day. I really do think LaMelo Ball is a franchise type of guy, and I think outside of Anthony Edwards, he's the only franchise player in this draft.
Exactly.
But if you don't allow him to take initiative of the offense and play his game, he could easily look like a bust. Put him in positions to grow. So with that being said, you're going to have to put him in positions to where, like, he's going to fail. Like, because without failure, he's not going to grow. So I think Charlotte needs to be very cautious with handling LaMelo. But I wouldn't worry about the outside noises or the distractions like LeVar Ball and the media and stuff.
Yeah, I think LaMelo's in the perfect spot. Like, he's in a small market team. He can just focus on basketball, and that's it. But going back to my point, they just need to figure out like who's gonna play point guard. Obviously, Devontae Graham, his usage rates went up. He had an 18% usage rate last year. He averaged 18 and 7. So he had a breakout year, and so did Terry Rozier had 18 points too. So, and he can be the sixth man.
Do they keep Terry?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What do you do? What do you do with 3 guards? Obviously, LaMelo's 6'7", but you have 2 6.
What do you think?
I think you play Devontae Graham at the 1 and LaMelo at the 2, and just interchange it, and just interchange it. And either you keep Terry Rozier and coming off the bench, but I looked at their bench and they have both of the Martin twins from Nevada, and they had a good season last year.
Right.
So they just need to figure it out. That's why I said at first I didn't like the pickup, just because I didn't know what they were going to do with the guard situation. But what are your thoughts?
Like, you can't pass up on LaMelo.
Yeah, you can't.
You know what I'm saying? Available. But I think if I'm Charlotte, I look to get younger. So see what you can get for Terry Rozier, honestly.
Yeah,
because he's going to be somebody who's going to want the ball in his hands. I don't care what anybody says. You have to think sometimes, like, as an NBA player, being somebody who has the ball like in your hands all the time, and then having to have a lesser role because of, they have to develop other guys. Not everybody's willing to do that. So, and I'm not saying that Terry isn't, but I just think that, you know what I'm saying, Charlotte, you might as well get younger. Do what Oklahoma City is doing. You know what I'm saying? Trade these guys, get picks in the future, and just things of that nature.
Exactly. You got your franchise guy last night. Go moving forward with that. So
right. And just most important, just hand the keys of the offense, like I said, to Melo so he can grow. You know where you're getting from him offensively? He's the most talented player in the draft, in my opinion. Most talented player. Not the best player, but he's the most talented player. Anthony Edwards is a little bit more NBA ready right now, but I do think LaMelo's a more talented player overall. He's an exciting playmaker with passing skill set beyond his years. Like you said earlier, guys like P.J. Washington and Miles Bridges, they're going to benefit from this, especially in transition. And LaMelo, I don't care what you say, he's got NBA range, but he does need to improve his shot selection and, you know what I'm saying, tweak his jumper. Like I said, it's a little bit unorthodox, but like I said in previous episodes,
the ceiling's high for him, bro. I'm so excited to see him, bro.
It's very high. And LaMelo, he's like one of those prospects that we've never seen before. Like, you can throw your comparisons out there, Jason Kidd, guys like that, but LaMelo Ball, he's one of a kind, man. He's one of a kind. And I think him going to Charlotte, that was the best overall fit for him out of all the teams in the top 5, all the teams in the lottery. So he's gonna benefit playing in a smaller market. You've seen that him going overseas, it allowed him to just focus on basketball. And I think that's the most important thing for LaMelo, just focusing on basketball, developing your game, and, you know what I'm saying, just getting better each and every day. But I really do think that LaMelo, he's going to be, I'm just throwing it out there. It's going to be a rookie of the year race with him and Anthony Edwards. Nobody else will really have too much of it. Everyone, like, the thing about this draft is this draft is not a weak draft whatsoever in any form. But there's not too many franchise type of guys in this draft. This draft is more about, like, pieces to teams. Like, guys like Obi Toppin is an excellent player, but what can he do for you defensively? It's a really big concern. I don't know what New York is going to do to help him develop on that end of the basketball, but we just have to think about things like that. Like Patrick Williams, I'm going to talk about him later on. I'm going to get on Chicago's ass about that because I was pissed off about them selecting him at the number 4 pick because he's not an offensive threat, and you guys are terrible offensively.
Yeah, and the goal of basketball is to put the ball in the basket. So
But I'm gonna save that for later.
Yeah.
But yeah, like LaMelo Ball, like I said, he's one of a kind. And
I think he can make an all-star game in 2 or 3 years because you think about it, he's in the East, bro. There's not a lot of talent in the East. If he was in the West, he could get lost in the sauce. So I think.
And hot take, the Charlotte Hornets will make the NBA playoffs this season.
8 seed or 7 or just playoffs in general.
Well, they're allowing 10 teams from each conference.
Oh yeah, that's lit, bro.
So, bro, like Charlotte, they're not too bad, especially with the pieces that they have. You know what I'm saying? Miles Bridges, he's got some years under his belt now. Same thing with P.J. Washington. Devontae Graham's obviously shown that he's improved over the years. But yeah, like the Charlotte Hornets, they will hopefully be a force to be reckoned with later on in years, like similar to like the Atlanta Hawks. But what is your surprise of the draft? Please tell me, Greg.
Surprise of the draft, besides the Patrick Williams at 4, really the Wizards drafting Deni. I thought that was weird because,
You think so?
yeah, like I really don't know how they're gonna use him. Like, okay, John Wall, he's a natural scorer. He's a dominant point guard. Bradley Beal is a natural scorer. If he's gonna play off the wing, which I know he is, off ball, that's how the type of player he is. He just need how they're gonna get him involved. That's my only thing about the Wizards drafting him. Was it really? I didn't really think that was their guy or their fit that they really needed. But
I think I disagree. I think Deni will fit well with them, if not perfectly, because John Wall, he's ball dominant. You know what you're getting from him and Bradley Beal. They kind of need somebody on the perimeter who can offset that. Give him good quality minutes on the wing and everything. And Deni, the thing about Deni is, okay, when he played in the Euro League overseas and everything, he was more of a role player. You know what I'm saying? But when he played for his FIBA team, he was like their number one guy. This is somebody he could play. You know what I'm saying? He can guard 1 through 5. Yeah. He's good defensively. He's just one of those guys that whatever his role is, he's gonna do it at an exceptional rate and do it better than anybody else on the floor. So I think Washington taking him at 9, it wasn't too big of
too bad.
Now, if he would have went top 5, I would have been pissed off because I didn't think that Cleveland needed a guy like Deni. Honestly, them taking Isaac Okoro, at first I was kind of like, I don't really know, but Okoro, he's one of those guys. He can develop into a Kawhi Leonard type of player.
Yeah,
maybe not that level. He doesn't have that ceiling necessarily, but he can definitely be like that type of player. So Deni to Washington, it made a little bit of sense to me. But my surprise for this draft, Patrick Williams, obviously. I mean, Chicago, you had the number 4 pick. Let's just break down who Patrick Williams really is before I tell y'all why this pick makes absolutely no sense. Okay, Patrick Williams, he was a bench player at FSU. You know, I'm not saying he was a bad player or anything, but he was the 6th man of the year in the ACC, and he actually made all ACC freshman list team. And he's the youngest player in the draft, so okay, that's kind of scary because he's gonna take a little bit longer to develop. But I do think he is a decent player, but more he just looks like a bust to me. You know, he's not much of an offensive player, like I've stated. He only averaged 9 points per game off 7 attempts. He was turnover prone, despite him being a pretty good ball handler. You know, and like I said, he's gonna develop slowly on the offensive end of the basket just because it's not who he is. But most importantly, the reason why this doesn't make sense, like I said, Chicago ranked dead last in offense last season, averaging 92.9 points per game. There's some college teams that can, you know what I'm saying,
you can do better
Chicago.
than that, yeah.
So I would have liked to see them go after a wing player who can score the ball at an efficient rate. That would have helped Levine and Kobe White, especially when you have guys you can rely on like Larry Markkinen and Wendell Carter Jr. down low in the front court. It just would have made sense to get somebody who, you know what I'm saying, could put the ball in the back. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a shooter like Nesmith. You know, I forget who selected him. It was the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
But, yeah, man, I mean, Nesmith, he's not necessarily a lottery pick, but, I mean.
Knockdown shooter, bro.
Right. Yeah. Somebody who's compared to Klay Thompson, you got to give him a chance. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not saying select him, but I'm just saying, like, it didn't make sense for them to get a defensive player in my eyes. So, Patrick Williams, I wish you the best, man, if you're listening. But, bro, like, hopefully you can develop an offensive game sooner than later. But who do you think was a steal of the draft?
Steal of the draft?
Yeah.
I got to go with Josh Green to the Mavs.
Okay.
Bro, Luka and KP, Luka can kick it out, especially when they just lost Seth Curry.
Right.
So plugging in Josh Green right in that spot, I think he can flourish with the Mavs. He can play off the wing and he can knock down a corner shot or anything they need him to do. He's just a hustler, and he can also play make too. So I think that would be a perfect fit. He's in the perfect system with the coaching staff. So I think that was my surprise.
Yeah, I'm a fan of any player that goes to IMG because they really help develop those players.
Some.
Okay, some, but not everybody that goes to IMG really is as talented as they think.
Yeah,
like from the outside looking in.
Yeah,
you know, so. That's that. But my steal of the draft, I want to talk about Tyrese Haliburton sliding to the Sacramento Kings. You know, somehow he slipped in the draft and was selected at 12, which is crazy to me because he brings so much to the table as a 6'5" point guard. You know, he was expected to be a top 6 or 7 pick, but point guards such as Killian Hayes, who went to, you know what I'm saying, Detroit, which wasn't a bad pick at all. Kyra Lewis Jr., who's actually going to be his teammate down there in Sacramento, and LaMelo Ball, they were taken before him, so I guess that's the reason why he slipped. But despite this, Tyrese will prove that he's one of the best point guards in this year's draft. while in Sacramento. He's a natural point guard with a great size for his position, similar to LaMelo. You know, they both are tall, bigger point guards, 6'5", 6'7". He does have a long way to go in regards to him becoming a scorer in the NBA. You know, his biggest weaknesses offensively is his shooting mechanics. That's something that is going to set him apart between the rest of the pack, because if he's unable to fix it, because he kind of has like a crude jumper, like when spotting up, he kind of pushes the ball and doesn't get much elevation off the ground. And when contested, he takes too long to release the ball. So that's definitely going to be an issue, especially playing at the next level, because the pace is a lot faster. But lastly, he also struggles creating for himself in ISO situations because of his unorthodox release. You know, that jumper is going to, like I said, it's going to be one of his biggest hindering things towards his game. But once he improves on all these issues, he will have a positive impact on the Kings organization. So Tyrese Halliburton and Cole Anthony, I'm just gonna like Cole Anthony to the Magic. That wasn't really,
that didn't make sense to me. I was gonna say that
it's not a sleeper. It's not a sleeper or a surprise, but it's just kind of, my thing is, okay, if you draft Cole Anthony, you have Markelle Fultz, who I expect to have a breakout season this year. What is your plans for the future, Orlando? So I mean, I don't know.
Do you play Cole Anthony off ball? After what you saw at North Carolina,
he's more effective on ball.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. So
like, I don't really look at Cole Anthony as like somebody who can, you know what I'm saying, you kick it out to him and turn him into a spot up jump shooter, which I don't think that's what their plan is. Yeah. But it's just like, man, like Cole Anthony, like I said, he's better on ball. Like he can score off the dribble and everything, especially when he gets his feet set. I've talked about that in the past, but I do think I just want to know, like, what are you planning to do with Markelle Fultz? Are you guys looking to trade him, or is Cole Anthony kind of a backup plan? That's my only thing.
I agree with that.
But guys, thank you once again for listening to the Ball Fake podcast. And if you made it towards this
we got a huge announcement.
We have a huge announcement. We are doing our first giveaway. Now, the giveaway is going to be a $300 prize. $300 cash prize, man. Like, I know everybody needs $300 right now, bro. We got COVID going on. People can't go to work. So this is what you have to do in order to be nominated for this contest. All you have to do is go in the comment section and comment Ball Fake podcast as many times as you want, and also share our videos on Instagram or Snapchat. Whoever does that the most will be the winner of the $300 cash prize. So if you're looking to earn an easy $300, just go to the comment section, comment Ball Fake podcast with a heart or something, a little emoji, whatever your choice is, and make sure y'all share our videos on Instagram or your Snapchat. But outside of that, guys, once again, thank you for listening to our podcast. It's now episode 13. Like, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and download if you're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and give us a nice little review. But outside of that, it's your boy, Nicey Chunky Bente. I'm here with my co-host, Greg King.
Thank you, guys.
And we out.